Welcome back to Barrel Brothers, and at the moment we're down over at Street Smart Auto. They're just here in Fitzpatrick Street. That's the main drag just over there, and they've done the rest of the cruise control setup for me. So they've hooked up the little electric motor to run the speedo, and hooked up the speed sensor, which goes through to the Haltech. The Haltech's running that, and blah 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 blah. So all we got to do is get it on the dyno and sort it out exactly. He's done a bit of a run around the road and sorted it out speed wise. The only thing we don't have is I had a brake switch to go in like above the clutch, and there's two problems there. One, it was the wrong thread. It was a 10mm and the actual pedal is 8mm. But second problem is that the on the stopper, you can see where I kind of need another finger there, like that. The brake pedal is way over to one side, so even if it had been the right thread and gone in there, the brake pedal would have missed it. So I think I'm going to have to make up a little plate on the pedal itself, so that pings the so the clutch, but you put your foot on the clutch and it switches cruise control off. So yeah, we've just got to get the speedo sorted out 100%, so that's not a biggie. We've got the GPS one up on the heads up on the windscreen anyway, and yeah, she should be good to go. There's my little sunny truck in there, along with sundry other stuff that I'm probably not allowed to film, but yeah, we'll go and grab it off the boys now. It's been raining here for days, which makes this thing actually not that flash to drive because it's very light on the rear end. The tyres aren't that flash, and it's very stiff because it's a load carrier, and it has a fairly tight LSD in it. It kind of needs a forklift knob on the steering wheel. I mean, it's fun, but like, you know, if you're just trying to have a relaxing drive to work, which is why we're in that. All right, so I've just been talking to Dave on the phone, and we're setting it up on the or assigning the button. So what we've got is our cruise on and off is this one here. So we'll just hit that, and that'll turn the cruise control on, and then basically use these two buttons here. We've got this one as an off, but you're not really going to use it as an off, because I've got a switch on the brake pedal and I've got a switch on the clutch pedal. So you hit either one of those and it'll turn off. But from there we can go resume. So basically we'll be, you know, basically that one, set and cruise, these two here, which is, you know, when you're just driving along, it's quite within reach. It's quite nice. So what I need to do now is go for a drive and see if it actually works, which is, it's got to work over, what have I got set at? I've got it set at 30 kilometers an hour, so it doesn't work under 30 kilometers an hour. Cruise control test one. A bit tricky because it's like all the factories and work is getting out at the moment, but we just need to be over 30 kilometers an hour. First we better turn it on. There we go, that's on. This guy's going to reverse out in front of me. Okay, we're doing 40 odd at the moment. Boom, press. No. No. Off. On. Something's not happy. I've just got off the phone with Dave again, and it looks like the reason it didn't work is I've got a bit of a dodgy setup on my clutch switch at the moment, because I cannot find all the little buttons, like the brake light switches are 10mm, and the screw stopper on the clutch on this is an 8mm. So I've basically got the switch with a cable tie around it. Why is it doing that? Yeah, with a cable tie around it, and my cable tie had slipped off after we went through this and went through the diagnostics and found it. So we're going to give it another go. Right, that's on, over 30 kilometers an hour, and it's working. Look at that. Oh, it's up here. We're going to have to do something with that. It's doing the hunting around a little bit. All right, so we just got to smooth it out a little bit. Okay, I put my foot on the brake and it's knocked it off. I figure I've got the same problem that I had with my throttles in the first place. So what it's doing is it's taking too big a bite to maintain the speed. So basically it's just I've got to get into the program again and finesse it all. But we have working cruise control. It's a little bit jerky, but we'll sort that out. And I've got a Nissan Sunny truck, but a Datsun 1200 with cruise control. Always struck me as funny, that one. All right, so let me have a bit of a fiddle with it. I'm going to drive it home so I can play around with it a little bit, and we'll go from there. Closing in on this cruise control now. Okay, so here's where we are. This is our proportional gain. We've started to put a little bit of that back in to get it what we want it to do. And then the integral gain, we've started to button that off a bit. In a straight line, it's actually behaving really well. As soon as you get to a hill, it drops down a little bit too low, and then it starts to come up. When it gets to the top of the hill, it overshoots to hell. So, and that's where the speed's getting up a little bit, but it's holding the speed much better. So I've just made a couple of adjustments. And you know, every time I fiddle with this, we get a little bit closer and a little bit closer. So we're almost there. I went from Kiama to Wollongong yesterday at 103 indicated on there. Didn't drop below 99. It didn't go over 104. So it usually sat about 101, 102, 103 around there, just whistling around that area, which is, you know, that's pretty damn good. So. It's just that going up a hill and going over the top. It goes up a hill. It sort of you're watching the speed drop, and then it starts to pick it up and bring it back. And then when it gets to the top, it just over speed. So we'll take it for a drive. I've got to go for a drive down to Port Kembla from here. So that's about an hour's drive from here. So away we go again. Alrighty, that's on cruise now. So we're just cruising along 80 k's and it's quite happy. So I've got a little hill here, 1 or 2 k's. That's a little bit up and down. It's only a cheap GPS speed. But on the needle, it's pretty much bang on. Now we're coming up to the top of a hill here. It's picked up to about 81. We're going over the top of the hill. It's pretty good. See, you can hear it button off just then. Down to about 77. 79. Like on the needle. I mean, it could be, I've still got this crappy 4-speed gearbox in there too, so, and it makes all sorts of horrible noises when you're up a little bit of speed. But it's really carrying see, it's another little hill and over the top. Goes up a little bit, buttons it off, see that? But that's when it comes back on, does the well, I mean, it's not really jerky, it's very mild now. It used to be, but now it's really good. We're coming into a 50k zone. See, that's really sticking to the speed quite well. So I've got a 50k zone here. I've got an 90k zone coming up with some ups and downs in it. So I think we'll give it another test then, eh? Alright, we're in a pretty picturesque part of the world. Full high tops. 80k zone, I'm doing nearly 90, which I shouldn't be. There we go. And on. Now we've got some hills and we're just coming up on one here. So it's feet off at the moment. Down to about 77, then picking back up again. Needle's fairly steady. See, it overshoots a bit when it gets to the top. So it got up to 89. Back to 77. It's not doing the hills. This is the bit I've got to sort out. If the road's fairly flat, I mean these are a fairly decent hill. If the road's fairly flat, it hangs on to its speed very well. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So we're just about to come over into a 90 zone, which is 10 k's, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Doesn't that gearbox sound awful? Anyway, that's why I've got my hand on the gear stick, because it goes but that's hanging on to that. That's sitting at between 89 and about 93 according to this. As I said before, this waffles around a little bit. The needle is fairly steady, so you know, I think it's doing a pretty good job. I think I've pretty well got that nailed. It's only that I've got to figure out why it does that overshoot when you go over a hill. But we'll get there. Yeah, that sounds terrible. Anyway, we got the 5-speed coming, all fixed up. Yeah, look at this. That's exactly what cruise control is supposed to do, and it's doing it exactly. This is awesome. I've got cruise control in my Datsun 1200, even though it's not. It's a Nissan Sunny truck technically, but it's a Datsun 1200 with cruise control. You see, I'm wearing the latest in haute couture, the Barrel Brothers t-shirt. So I've been tossing up whether to do another run. We did a big run of them, and I've had them there for quite a while, and we're getting down like most of the sizes sold off. I don't know whether to run another lot of them, so it's up to you guys. Do you want to buy some t-shirts? Let me know. And I don't mean one or two of you either. If we can get some decent numbers, you know, sort of 20 or 30 yeses, do new t-shirts, I'll make another run of them. But like, they're just taking up space really. Try resume and see what that does. Look at that. Straight back onto it. It's labouring a little bit because we're not in top gear. We're in top gear for this gearbox, which is not a good gearbox. So I was saying before, this gearbox is not very good. It does make some funny noises. The 5-speed's still getting fixed up. But it's the back of the gearbox that drives the speed sensor, so that could be, you know, washing around a little bit. As I said, it doesn't sound the best. So we'll see how we go here. Right, we're coming up to an 80k zone now. I might just turn that off. We'll accelerate down the hill. 80k's and 90k's it goes. I don't know why it does 80 then 90. 80 here, then 90 on the other as we start going up the other hill. No idea why. I keep going for 5th gear and it's not there. Right, so that's 85, 87, 89. Oh, it's about 87, so. Right, there you go, that's cruise now. See, it's accelerating, and I don't know why it does that. You're going up a hill, it will turn the cruise on and accelerates. We're up to about 95. And then it buttons back off again. 87, 85, 87. Sort of does this porpoisey thing up above and below. So we might have to bring a little bit of the derivative gain into it to see if we can tone that down. But that's pretty good. That's sitting at what, 91. I think this is pretty well done, you know. There's a couple of little tweaks that I've got to fall in about, keep following up, but you know, I'll keep fiddling with it because I like fiddling with stuff. It's get your mind out of the gutter. All right, I'll call that toasted for this time of this particular episode. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time when we're doing, I don't know, I've got to get some new back tyres for this thing because it's sliding out a lot. So that might give me impetus to finish off the Techno Phantoms. What do you reckon? Technos on this? I really like the wheels that are on it, but I think we ought to finish off the Technos. I'll wait until these new tyres come, and then, because the back ones are just in the wet, they're horrible. And this is at its noisiest at about this speed. Higher speed, it's quieter. So thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time on the Barrel Brothers Show. Look after yourselves.